Some people might find my videos strange. Some may wonder why isn't he giving some techniques? Why isn't he talking about some methods? Technique or methods, something that I can do. But there is a reason for that. And the reason is that there are no methods. There are no techniques that can guarantee awakening. There are no spiritual teacher that can guarantee anything. If they try to guarantee something, then run as fast as you can. If I were to insist upon you doing some kind of method, that method would be something for the conditioned mind to do. You could be doing that method for the rest of the life. A method or a technique would simply be a new form of prison, a new form of mental prison. And you would be painting yourself into a corner, sitting there, not knowing what to do now. The technique is not working. So there are no techniques, there are no methods. What there is to do instead is to simply just talk about, to simply just expose what it is that is going on. Talking about it. Not judging, but simply shining a light. And by doing so, it is much, much more likely that it suddenly dawns on you. So I will not be giving you any technique or any method. We could say that the closest thing to a technique or a method would be the invitation to just simply sit, quiet, in stillness, observing. And then the mind says, observe what? Observe everything. Observe, observing itself. Turning the observing upon itself. Be curious about the observing itself. What is the origin of the observing itself. Where does it originate from? Questions like that will typically confuse the mind. I don't know if you can hear the cat. She just wants to be a part of the show. She wants my attention. But more than anything else, she wants me to give her food. And I will give her food in just a little while. But turn your attention towards itself. And you cannot do that if you are in a noisy environment, or it will at least be very difficult. Because the attention will go towards the noise. So preferably just sit in a quiet place. You don't have to call it meditation. You don't have to call it anything. Just simply sit. Observe. Be curious. What is listening? No, it's not the ears that is listening. The ears, they facilitate listening. No, it's not the brain that is listening. No one has ever found a place inside the brain where the listening is taking place. Some may argue that it is possible to see some kind of activity in the brain when listening is taking place. Yes, but just because there are some kind of activity in the brain and that we are able to measure that, that does not mean that that is the listening itself. What is watching? No, the eyes is not watching anything. The eyes is facilitating watching. Don't try to answer the question with a concept. Any concept will just be a model, will be a description. And no model or no description is what it tries to describe. So what is it that is listening? What is it that is watching? Hey. Okay. Ah, yes. sit here. I will give you some food in just a while. What is watching? And do not expect me to give you the answer to these questions. You cannot use my answer to these questions either. What is not a concept? What is not an idea? What's behind all of this? And then the mind gets tired. It gets frustrated. Why don't you just tell me what it is? Give me the answer. But there are no conceptual answer to the question. But there is a answer. That's a different kind of knowing. We could call it an intuitive knowing. Most humans have simply forgotten how to tune into the intuitive knowing. What does pain feels like? And the mind gets confused, and it will say, well, pain feels like pain. That doesn't answer anything. Who are you? You know the answer, of course you do. It has just been covered up by all the ideas that society has been programming into you. Who am I? I am that. I am that I am.